Just a week ago, our very own Pat Kerrane prophesied that Ronald Jones would land on the Chiefs. Well, the prophecy has come true.
Ronald Jones will get big hole. Jones gets by. Ronald Jones may go all the way. Being chased from behind. Does Jones have enough? Still on his feet. Ronald Jones, 98-yard touchdown.
Pat, I'm sure you've already given your takes on maybe an NBC Sports Edge pod, maybe somewhere else, but the ship chasing cohort, they need it. Where were you? Do you remember what you were wearing when you heard the news that Ronald Jones would be signing with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, it was one of those things where the news kind of trickled in. So I saw Davis retweet this like Arrowhead Pride Twitter account saying Rojo was signing there. And then, of course, I'm checking our NBC Sports Edge app going, where's the blurb here, guys? What are we doing? I went and looked to see if Schefter had anything. Schefter didn't have it. No one had it. So then I was looking at the comments. Obviously, everyone's like, oh, great. You guys jumped the gun. They're like, trust us. The deal is done. They just haven't inked it yet. That's when all the big guys will report it. So I was checking. It took like 2 days for the contract to get signed. So I was updating pretty regularly, very on top of the news in those 2 days. And
did you volunteer for like a 48-hour shift? You're like, I got this, guys. I got this.
I worked, 40 consecutive news hours. And then I went skiing this past weekend. So I was leaving the ski resort and saw that Rojo had signed. Got a couple tweets off, and then I actually took a nap. So it was a nice day.
Wow! And then the Lord could rest.
Yeah, that's right. I could rest easy knowing Rojo was in KC.
Gretch, I assume you were pretty excited about this signing as well.
Yeah, man. This is what we were hoping for, right? I still have my my dynasty bags for sure, so I'm pretty stoked about it. My old colleague at CBS, Jimmy Eisenberg, sent a thread this week about some conversations he had at the owners' meeting, and I thought it was really interesting what he wrote about Ronald Jones. Talked about this a little bit on Stealing Bananas, but apart from saying like he likes his size, speed, he's got good vision, he said he needs that opportunity to feel like he's a major part of this thing. We'll give him that as long as he comes in the right frame of mind and all those things. So it's like kind of both sides of the Rojo coin, where one, we've always kind of thought like he's a confidence player, and Andy Reid kind of straight up said that. And we're happy that he's now going to be under a player friendly coach. And it's good that, Andy Reid's like saying this from the start, like he needs this opportunity to feel like he's a major part of things. And it's going to probably be positive if that's the case. But the other side of it, where we've kind of heard whispers that maybe his frame of mind isn't always right. And it's interesting to me that wasn't just a Tampa thing. And Andy Reid was already acknowledging it as well, that they want him to come in the right frame of mind. Hopefully he does. We know this guy's really talented. It's just that stuff that, like, if that stuff gets cleaned up, like, he's going to be super good. He's going to be fun to draft this year. I'm all in again.
Yeah.
I've been following off-season workouts for years. I know he's going to put in the work, working out with Jamal Williams in the desert and all that.
I remember those. They're sprinting up the sand dunes.
They're sprinting up hills, yeah.
That
Jamal Williams actually had a pretty good year.
I don't remember those, but I wasn't on the chats back then. I'm sure Pat was sending them to you every day when he saw them.
Well, that was the birth of that season. I want to say, or off season was the birth of the Daily Rojo.
That was the Daily Rojo bit. I had stuff like that I was sharing on Twitter as you're getting your news every day on Rojo. Hashtag Daily Rojo.
Yeah, which I don't know why. For some reason, it tilts me that's your Discord name.
Does
like really? Every time I go to at you, I type Pat, and I'm like, "Fuck, it's Daily Rojo." God damn it!
That's great.
Well, I'm not changing it now.
How funny is it that the other news today was Bruce Arians stepping back into the front office? Was it just that he? Oh, there's the question. Was it just that he was so depressed that his favorite punching bag is no longer there, and he has nothing else to live for?
I was about to make this joke like 3 times. Yeah, he lost the passion. Once you have the Ronald Jones not there to bench anymore. I mean, the rumor is that he tried desperately to get them to re-sign Ronald Jones so that he could bench him for the entire 2022 season.
He just, and once he couldn't have that vindictive nugget as part of his contract, he was like, I'm out.
He's like, I'm out. It's not worth it.
Wow. Yeah.
Spinning this whole story about giving Todd Bowles an opportunity. Nothing to do with it.
Either that, or what if he's just been taking cues from Tom Brady and he's like, if Tom Brady can do the fake retirement, maybe I get to do it. Little 2 weeks here, get all the victory laps about what a great coach I am. And then you're like, actually, I'm coming back.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's already done this, actually. He retired before, and then he came out of retirement to take the Tampa job, right? So it wouldn't shock me if he ends up somewhere else. Maybe he just waits out Brady and comes back. That'd be pretty funny.
I mean, Gretch, do you think does this meaningfully change anything from a Bucks outlook standpoint, or anything that could trickle over to fantasy implications?
I think no, not meaningfully. I think it has a small impact, just in the sense that Bowles is more of a defensive head coach, and I think Arians is a positive for the offense and for the way that they're going to attack things. At the same time, he's let Leftwich have a ton of the freedom to do what he wants for a while now. And then obviously Tom Brady as a presence is going to influence everything. So I don't think it's a major thing, but I could see some situations where like Bowles isn't as comfortable maybe going for it on fourth downs or things like that. I mean, it could be a little bit of a hindrance. Yeah. I don't know.
I do wish he'd left it to Leftwich. Leftwich is the guy that was really in the running for head coaching jobs. And just from like a Tampa Bay perspective, I'm surprised they didn't insist that it was Leftwich, because that's the guy you're worried about losing next offseason. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, just for the reasons that you're saying, Ben. Like, maybe they're not as aggressive. Maybe they're, like, who was it when was it McCarthy had COVID or something, and the interim coach in Dallas like told Kellen Moore to stop passing so much. He's like, I'm here so that Kellen Moore doesn't get a little too pass happy. You worry about stuff like that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, Connor making the point here that I definitely think is evident between all of this. I mean, this is Tom Brady's going to get another little swan song here to call the shots. I think he's probably going to be the de facto coach.
Do you think that could be a problem? Like,
yeah,
I have a lot of respect for Brady, obviously, but like Brady and Arians, I think had a pretty good mutual respect. How does the Brady-Bowles relationship look? Like, does Brady just sort of have free reign to do whatever he wants? And then could that be sort of a problem? Like, do you really want the player to not have any checks or balances?
I think it could be. And I guess there's going to come down to what his relationship is with Leftwich, really.
Yeah.
Which I assume must be pretty tight at this point.
I mean, but this is also not necessarily an unfamiliar setup in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers checking out of play calls, Big Ben checking out, like, just kind of running the show on the field. But you're saying more from even a more macro organizational standpoint that he might have too much overreach.
Yeah, I think game planning, talking about things like fourth down decisions and things like that on a player level. Like, I mean, I like teams to be aggressive, but you can see it kind of getting them into some problems potentially. There might be some points where you need the head coach to step in and be like, actually, we don't have our A game offensively right now. We don't have answers for what the defense is doing. We need to actually punt here. I mean,
no, you lost me. You lost me. Oh no, they're not going to be conservative enough with the quarterback coaching. Let's go, Tom Brady for head coach.
Yeah, I mean, where are you guys at on? I mean, I feel like Leonard Fournette has been an interesting. Obviously, Gretch. I know you wrote about him in Stealing Signal Substack the other day, but I feel like his ADP is all over the map. You'll sometimes see him going 5th, 6th round. I was listening to Leone say that think he could be a justifiable 2nd round, 3rd round pick even. Does any of this stuff, as far as the Leonard Fournette outlook, knowing Bruce Arians fucking loved Lenny Fournette, does that change anything for his outlook for you guys?
It doesn't really for me. I mean, they didn't love Keyshawn Vaughn. And I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn's fine. And I think in a way, Fournette probably benefited from Vaughn looking okay in the playoffs, like not embarrassing himself. Because now they're not probably going to add a running back of real note. So that's all he like. If he goes in and they feel comfortable with Vaughn as a backup, I mean that's pretty nice for Leonard Fournette because he's gonna have the same role he did last year.
Yeah. Gretch, do you think they kick the tires on anyone else in free agency, or maybe draft a guy in, I don't know, 4th, 5th round
in the backfield?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I think they might bring in another, like 4th, 5th round running back, but I think they're pretty content going forward with Fournette. I mean, his role, like, it looks really good. He's probably a first, 2nd round pick for the people that like to take running backs, not for me. But.
For those folks, yeah.
It does feel like he's a 2016 first round pick, though.
Yeah.
Like, I do think the fact that he's not immediately in the 205 range, like, says we've come a decent way, because, like, everyone understands that it's like he's an older player. He is, like, decent at what he does, but he's not amazing. And it's really the opportunity and this,
where is he going?
I
haven't been drafting him.
I haven't
gone all over the map.
Yeah, he's all over. Yeah.
I mean, I would take him in like the 3rd or 4th,
6th round. Yeah,
I would absolutely take him in the 5th round. I mean, I don't want to take Leonard Fournette ever, but like he's going to settle in the first 2 rounds. I don't think he's just a 2016. Like, I think he's going to absolutely when projections get done. You look at his high value touches. You look at his receiving, the points this offense is going to score, the TDs he's going to score. He's 100. Leone's already done his projections. He's tweeted about this and said that Fournette comes out as like a late first to him in his projections. People just aren't looking at projections enough yet. It will influence things later in the summer. I don't want to take
3-4 at FFPC. It seems like
that seems like
a steal.
Yeah, he was the high value touch. That stat I always
those guys never go at the 3-4 turn in the FFPC.
Mr. X has taken him at 2-2 like this entire offseason. Yeah,
but Fournette last year was the leader in high value touches. That stat that I was writing about in Selling Signals, which is like receptions and green zone touches. So touchdown and reception equity, and by a lot, by a good chunk. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey was hurt, all those things, but that's where the running back upside is. I'm not saying Fournette has massive upside because there wasn't a lot of backs this past year that stayed healthy enough to contend with him for the high value touch crown and overall running back upside. Generally, it wasn't like it was the lowest. Jonathan Taylor's season was the lowest RB1 season since 2015 in points per game, but basically, Fournette is the type of guy who, if he stays healthy with the way he's used and what he has in this offense and those high value touches, like, will definitely return first round value. It's just a question of health, like almost certainly, even if he's inefficient.
Yeah. Right. And he catches the ball well enough. And there's really no one. I mean, I think last year the fact that like Gio Bernard was there and we thought, okay, they're gonna split this up, and that didn't happen at all. And then he consolidated all the early down work. I mean, it's like, is this real or is this a hope? Jared?
No, this is Devin connecting dots here, which honestly would make a little bit of sense if the Chiefs decide to retain Darrell Williams, let McKinnon walk. It would be probably the next best landing spot for McKinnon.
Here's a question for you guys. What's the difference between, other than age, and maybe that's the difference. What's the difference
Ben, if you say that, because I was literally about to ask the same question, I think.
Leonard Fournette and Najee Harris?
Yes, I was literally going to pose this question. I was literally going to pose it, and I was like, "Oh, but it's a bit much because one's a second-year player, but it's a very similar bet.
Yeah,
it's a very similar bet.
I mean,
dude, we are so dialed in right now.
When you said that, I was like, "You're thinking what I'm thinking."
I'm thinking Najee Harris. Yeah, it's the same play. You're just betting on touches, but Harris, I think, is a better bet to stay healthy, but like. Is he a 2 rounds better bet?
Not in those premium rounds.
This was supposed to be a celebration of Rojo, not you guys talking yourselves into how much you love Leonard Fournette.
Well, I don't love him. It's like, if you're going to get a chance to get a 3rd or 4th round pick, a guy in the 3rd or 4th round now that's going to end up going in the mid-second late, like let's be grossed out when he's at the 112, but that doesn't mean we need to not draft him now.
Can we just stop for a second and appreciate that's the first time Pete in the history of ship chasing has ever asked for more Rojo? When has that ever had to happen?
Yeah, I'm like, now it's cool for me to like him. Back when you guys were all on him, I had to kind of distance myself. Francis, I have breaking news for you. He asked, who do they get to replace Antonio Brown? His name is Russell Gage, right? Like, I mean, are they not? I can't imagine them making a bigger splash than that.
No,
Gage was pretty good last year. Like he was, and he played about half his snaps in the slot and half his snaps outside. I was actually looking. His name jumped out to me as I was looking at some prospect stuff that he was used a bit deeper in college. So like he's not a he's not going to be Antonio Brown, but he can do a similar role where he's playing on the outside in 3 wide receiver sets when Godwin's healthy, and I think he can kind of hold down the Godwin role a little bit before Godwin gets back to full speed. So it'll be fun.
Pat, on you, on your daily Rojo, did any of your beat reporters hear that Ronald Jones got a private jet? Is this they flew him out to KC to sign?
I've been working on these rookie articles, so the daily Rojo feed is not up to speed, but we'll get that out. We'll get that out.
What would happen?
He flew coach. Definitely thought he was a coach.
Pat, if you went to the NBC Sports Edge devs or backend guys and you're like, all right, can we just get a tab on the site for the news feed that's called Daily Rojo, and you let me write exclusive Ronald Jones blurbs? Like, what would they say to you?
They let Denny do the adjust the ranks thing all year, which is fantastic.
They let Denny do whatever. Denny's doing movie reviews over there now. I mean, what's going on?
Denny, they're doing the Oscar. They're guessing what movies are just from the trailers.
What's going on over there at NBC Sports?
Kyle Dvorak was like making up movies. Like they were like, "What's the Power of the Dog about?" He's like making up a movie, and it sounded good. I
bet it was better than Power of the Dog itself. My God,
I actually didn't mind Power of the Dog.
Oh, jeez, Pat, that's such a
not a big Nightmare Alley guy. I don't know where you guys are on that. Could have done without that one.
It was not that good. I took a film noir class in college because it was like an easy A, and I actually enjoyed it. And everyone was saying this was like a new age film noir. I didn't like Nightmare Alley. I was like, this is not that. It's not good.
The motivation of one of like the main characters is basically just like it's a trope. It's like why did that happen? Oh, because that's what always happens in these.
Yeah, right. It was like too predictable, exactly, or whatever however you want to put it.
Yeah.
Should we hop in a rookies and sophomores draft here? The only disappointment is that Ronald Jones is not a rookie or sophomore, but otherwise I think that sounds fun.
Can we do fifth year players? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Fifth year seniors and and USFL players is the new.
Dude, they do need to do a guys on their second contract.
Yeah, second contracts only.
Guys who change team this offseason would be a really interesting one because there's been so much movement.
Newbies.
That would be fun to flesh out the thematic versions of these drafts. So yes, let's hop in here. Have you been more in? Have you been? Oh, these are only. These are only the 4%. Okay.
By the way, someone's asking if Gage is a concern for Godwin. Just to clarify the point earlier, no, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying he can help them out while Godwin's getting back.
That's funny. I am going to. Have you been doing? What have you been working on, Pat? As far as like rookie stuff.
So I got out yesterday. I got out my part 1 on the rookie wide receivers. Going through the analytical profiles and ranking my top 5 guys.
I definitely looked at that. It's very long. It's very in depth. I haven't got a chance to read every word yet, but I looked through and I love how you broke it down by like the pros and the cons of the different little parts that we talk about, the profile stuff. It's so good. That's like exactly. I'm definitely reading the whole thing when I get a chance.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I've got part 2 will be out. My plan is to. I need to like get it from where I'm editing it to the system. I plan to do that after the show tonight. So it should be published like early tomorrow morning. And then I'll have a part 3 that'll probably come out on Friday. I've got quarterbacks coming next week. I've got running backs working on. which would be the week after that, and the tight ends still kind of getting cracking.
We are on the clock, 17 seconds
Oh.
here. Burn Zone took Lance first. Chase?
Yeah.
Chase.
I had a very fun start to an Underdog Superflex draft. I had the 101, so I grabbed Josh Allen and then was able to get Chase and Jefferson at the 2-3 turn,
Ooh,
which felt pretty
that's
damn
amazing.
fun. And of course, I'm sitting there staring at like I could grab Kirk Kirk Cousins with Jefferson for this time. I'm like, I'm not fucking taking Kirk Cousins over Jamar Chase. Like,
No way.
I'm not doing that. All right, we are back on the clock here again. I forgot how quick these ones are.
I think Brees Hall.
We could, yeah. He was going much later before. I don't know how much you want to factor that in.
Okay.
Who would be?
I think he'd be fine here. Maybe Elijah Moore.
All right, let's do more.
That
like
gives
that.
us an out to Zach Wilson as well.
Yeah. But Brees would be nice if he makes it back.
Sean asked the question that is getting more concerning by the day, which is when is the time to worry about Jimmy G still being on the roster?
Last month? Like before free agency? Like what? I'm concerned.
Yeah. I'm starting
Let's
to
do
get
Brees here.
This is a really
That's
nice
pretty nice.
3-player start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun start there.
I'm not that concerned, to be honest. It seems like they want him to take a pay cut if they're going to keep him. So, I don't know. I mean, there's like a legit chance they just cut him. He's got 1 year left on his deal. If they can't get anything for him.
I mean, but aren't you concerned about the fact they went to the conference championship with him last year? Like, they might think he's their best chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a bit concerning. He's recovered. I mean, part of the reason that the Colts weren't interested in him is that he got shoulder surgery like a month or two ago, and so he's not going to be able to throw until like I think July 4th was what Schefter says. But it's possible he's not throwing until like the second week of training camp or something. And we're up.
We are back. Should we get that stack?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Beautiful.
get that. Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
I mean, it's totally possible that they go into the season with him as a starter, but and that's not really reflected in Lance's ADP.
I was just gonna say that, like, the concern over Jimmy G is not baked into Lance's ADP whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree.
Sentiment is down though. There's lots of comments on this. I mean, Uncle
We're
Andy's
back up. We're back up.
on the clock.
And I think Michael Carter. I mean, I'm getting.
I like Michael
Kenneth
Carter,
Walker
yeah.
buzz, but yeah, Michael Carter for the stack seems.
Yeah.
Go a little all in on the Jets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're already all in on him if we're betting on
Yeah.
the Wilson Moore stack.
Uncle Andy said Trey Lance is a bust. Jimmy G will start. I mean, I think it's possible that the latter happens, but I still don't think
the bus comment is very funny to me. Like
we have
it's
no
like,
idea if he's a
this
bust.
guy's raw. His guys like the whole thing was like he's raw. He doesn't start a lot of games. They probably want him to like sit for a while. He sat longer than we thought he would. He didn't look incredible in like 2 games, and now it's a bust.
Well,
Like,
and then the
okay.
thing is if he does play right away, then you're in the Tua situation, and they say, well, you didn't show me enough. He sucks because he played right out of the gate and wasn't phenomenal. So you can't win unless you truly set the world on fire as a rookie. You suck.
Yeah.
That's
how analysis works.
All right, Pat, where are you at on Kenneth Walker right now? Because there's been a little hype this week.
It seems so.
buying
So
it.
I just let's make a pick here.
I kind of want to take
let's-
him here
let's
and then
grab
hit all
Kenneth
your
Walker.
rookie running backs. What's that?
Yeah, let's do Walker. I think he's
Okay.
a good pick.
Okay.
here.
I love this running back trio.
Yeah, then we could probably be done at running back. Or
Yeah.
there's we can get one more later maybe.
We'll probably need 2 Qs. Oh, there's
We need
how
2
many
QBs,
rounds?
I believe it's 10.
Yeah, it's not a ton.
Sorry, we're back on the clock.
I like Bateman. I like Moore, Sky Moore.
Guys,
I'm good at either.
I think it's time
Yeah.
to draft Sky Moore.
Sky Moore, 2 wise.
That's the fucking sickest name I've ever seen for a wide receiver in my goddamn life. Sky's up.
Oh, let's go. Yes! We got it. That's the best.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Dude, I love the one where the camera doesn't follow and you're like not sure what happened and he came down with it.
I actually wanted to take Bateman there, but I was like, no, we got to debut our new Sky Moore clip here.
I was like,
uh,
yeah, I should lead Bateman.
Let's grab Rashad White here.
Is this too many running backs?
This might be we might be going over one of the running backs.
Yeah, let's get a pass catcher. Who do you Freiermuth, Nico?
Is Pickens healthy? Pickens is a good pick here. He's
Pickens is a good pick.
potentially
Yeah,
first round.
Pickens.
Okay.
Yeah, if we want one more running back, we should take White. If we're just going 3, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, so you start one running back and you start one flex. So max.
And then
we
there's
can have-
7 benches. This is actually
Yeah.
a 12-man draft, if I'm adding that up right.
Yeah, that's right. It's 12.
Oh, you're right.
It's 12.
Yep.
So we do need another running back, probably.
Okay, so we can do was it
Did White
you
go?
wanted to do White? My
White
bad.
went. Well, let's wait then. Let's wait a while.
Yeah. We already have 3 really good backs. It won't
Yeah,
take-
we're in
We got
to
10
wait.
seconds for another pick.
Go down. Can you
Oh.
scroll down?
Shit.
We could do
Dotson?
Corral to get the other.
Yeah. Okay. Take Corral.
quarterback.
He's the best QB, probably.
Okay.
Kevin Cole really likes him, right? As
Yeah, he really
as
likes
the
him.
number 1.
Pickett would maybe be a better pick in a way, but he might go to like the Lions or something. Or he could go to the Panthers. I don't know. I don't really believe in Pickett, but
Sean's been
he
telling
might have been a better pick there.
me he thinks all 5 of the QBs will be gone by about like 43. I think they're mostly all going to start, honestly. I mean, we don't know who's going to take one. Like the Packers took freaking Jordan Love that year, but like Seattle's a spot that can start. Detroit, there's a lot of places. Detroit, they might not start. I think whoever Seattle takes is probably starting week 1.
Yeah. I mean, Drew Lock is just so bad.
He's so bad.
What structure? I haven't done a lot of the rookies and sophomores ones. Do you have a structural build that you like to hit? I'm guessing it's like a 2-4-6 would be ideal.
Yeah, that's about it.
Freiermuth feels like a pretty good pick by this point. Behind
Yeah, I
the
like that.
QB. He's good.
Yeah, he was pretty good, pretty damn good.
Juju's gone. He's going to have to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a nice little pass catcher group, man. Those are all good prospects, good players.
Yeah, this is a fun team.
Yeah, except the QBs, right? Like, hopefully Zach Wilson and Matt Corral are good enough.
Yeah.
Is it Corral or Coral or like how do you say his name?
It's Corral.
Corral. Okay.
Yeah.
2 more picks, a running back
Go
and a wide
down.
receiver.
Oh, David Bell.
Yeah, let's get Bell. The athletic stuff might knock him down, but the production is so good, right?
Yeah, the production's awesome. And he looks like, I mean, you're basically hoping he's like Jarvis Landry or like Robert Woods. You know, Keenan Allen ran a 4.71. So like it's a thinner path, but it's actually like the upside that he has if he's good enough to overcome poor athleticism is still quite high.
Yeah.
It's more that like his odds of hitting that in the first place are low.
We need the draft capital to start.
Yeah,
right?
we need if he's a 4th round pick, it's over.
It's rough.
But
yeah.
Yeah,
And he could very well be, unfortunately.
he could very well be.
Who do you want at running back out of these rookies, or Sermon?
I'm probably Sermon. I still haven't like really made strong opinions on the second tier of running backs. So I used to take Kyron Williams here, but I think I'm out on him.
Okay.
Yeah, the 40 times.
Yeah. Running back gets thin real quick.
But Sermon's
Running
a
back
good pick
is thin.
here.
Yeah.
He might be completely dust, but it's a good freaking flyer.
I also think you can go three running backs in these, like did them last year. Like you just it's the hyper fragile thing.
Did San Fran add any backs?
They brought back Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson back. Yeah. That's it.
But it's just Elijah Mitchell, Sermon, Wilson, and Deebo is going to play. But like Sermon should get some carries this year if that's the depth chart.
Yeah.
Sean actually asked a question about ADP gap right now between Ayuk and Deebo. Do you guys think it's too extreme?
Where's Ayuk going?
He's late, man. My ADP's all out of whack from the super flex drafts,
Yeah,
but
me
he's
too.
going in like the 10th and 11th in those.
I think the conversation is definitely different than the conversation we had last year about their ADP gap. We have a really important new information, which is that Deebo is a god, and Ayuk did stumble a little bit last year with a god on the field with him, and so
Two
it's
gods.
like, yeah, two gods because Kittle as well, right?
Oh, I
And
meant
so-
Jimmy.
Oh.
No, Kittle.
I think Ayuk's a fine like rebound candidate, but I'm analyzing this separate of this idea of like the gap between the two. Deebo, you take him because he's Deebo. Ayuk, you take him because he has the potential to bounce back. Some of his paths include Deebo having the injury issues crop up again or something. I don't even think I'm thinking of them in relation to each other. Last year, they were both like upside case guys that I think it made sense to think of them in relation to each other a little bit. This year, I don't think so.
I mostly agree. I tend to think Deebo is like a little overdrafted right now. Just because of like, I just kind of like have this belief that once the projections come in, it'll be like hard for him to be justified at the ADP. So it's like, maybe this is fair for like what's actually going to happen, but I feel like you're maybe drafting him at the top of the market of where we're going to end up. So that's maybe like a little bit, but you know, it's probably a silly thing to do for these tournaments that are like ending soon. Like you got to take them where you take them.
I agree with you that it's probably a bit rich, but one thing I feel pretty confident, like he's not going to drop his ADP just because it kind of goes back to that thing we were talking about during FFPC playoff challenge with what a comfy pick he is, because you can tell yourself like, oh, maybe Trey Lance unlocks this offense and Deebo's a big beneficiary. Or it's like, it's the same old with Jimmy G and they manufacture all these fun creative touches for him and he succeeds that way too.
And
like,
plus script, my negative script, he's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what are the, like you can now, I mean, before the trade, like Tyreek was going right around him. And like now you can be like a little spooked about Tyreek's upside. I think that's like a fair
Devontae
concern. Yeah. But with Deebo, you're just like, no, he's gonna crush in whatever scenario.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think how sentiment will shake.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know, Adams and Tyreek now, you know, you're feeling a little bit queasy about them. So it's like, I mean, Chase and Jefferson and Kupp are going to be their own tier, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Leone was saying, I think he still has Kupp 1, but it seems like you can make a case for any of those three to be first wide receiver taken. I think I prefer Chase. I think for me right now, it's probably
prefer Jefferson.
Really? Jefferson over Chase?
I prefer Jefferson to Chase.
Yeah.
Kupp is very, very close.
Yeah, I think that's a clear 3 tier as well.
Where are you? So, like, I kind of like AJ Brown more than Deebo.
Maybe that tier should be 3, 4, and 5 overall in single QB. Honestly, I think because the top 2 running backs.
CMC, JT, and then those 3?
Yeah, that's what I think. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys CMC then JT or JT then CMC?
I think I'm CMC.
I think I'm JT, but I don't feel strongly.
If I had to like rank it, but I mean, I wrote about this recently.
Have fun with your 2 games, Ben.
Yeah. If JT is still the clear 101, I'll take him when I get the first pick, and I'll take CMC when I get the second.
I agree. If CMC was like consensus 101, I'd take him 101.
Well, and right now I do think at least, I don't know, until training camp, you're probably still going to be able to get the occasional discount on McCaffrey. You know, people spooked about injury or whatever. So I do think it makes sense to, you know, load up on your McCaffrey shares now while it's cheap. Or as someone once said, the dead zone starts at 101.
I have heard that.
I mean, we were messing around with these kind of starts all last offseason in the best ball tournaments. But I mean, I would not bat an eye at anyone taking one of those 3 wide receivers 101 there too, if that's just how you structurally want to build I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, in the best ball stuff, it's like you're going to get enough shots at those guys, and I'd probably just kind of take the ADP.
Yeah.
In those first few rounds, but like, so for me, it would be more about like loading up on those guys in the middle of round one, and like kind of being willing to pass on some of the running backs in the middle of round one, and so that I'm like kind of more overweight those wide receivers, but. I don't think I want to be underweight the top two guys at running back.
No, I don't either. And I was thinking more of it from the uniqueness perspective. And that also has to do with how clear or how much does the 2-3 turn ADP settle to where if everyone's always taking those running backs that you're getting, unique pairs. And that, I mean, only a 2-pick wiggle room, maybe it's negligible, but it also just depends how those tiers shake out.
That discussion is kind of helping me think through this idea that if I was going to take a receiver 101, I think it would be Kupp, because I love Chase and Jefferson so much, but I don't know that we know that they have, like, they're incredible and they're going to be statistically incredible their whole career. I don't know that we have the specific statistical template for what their season would look like, that it would be better than all the running backs, even the best running backs. Kupp basically just showed us that last year. Like, he's in the offense and the way he was used. So you're basically just betting that he can repeat what he did.
Right.
And so, like, he has the upside that looks like it can be better than all the running backs, basically. And so if I'm actually going receiver 101, I think it's Kupp for me, because there's just, I don't know. It's like,
I think it's Kupp for me too. Yeah. Because you do see the ceiling. It'd be more fun to say Jefferson, and I want to say Jefferson for that reason. But I think Kupp's it's like, it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, if we were, in November or something, it's like you get to pick one receiver this week for DFS and he's free. We'd all be like Kupp.
Yeah, I think the other part of it is the receptions specifically, where with Jefferson and Chase, the upside is yards, touchdowns, all these things they can do. Them getting to 110 catch season is probably a little bit more challenging. For Kupp, it's like, that feels like his median outcome is 110 catches. In PPR leagues, like, if you're going to be better than the running backs, you're going to need probably 110 catch. You're going to need the, Antonio Brown peak and those seasons where guys are catching 110, 120 balls. That's the other.
Well, Jefferson had 108 last year. And one of the reasons I really like Jefferson is because, like, he's the guy this year getting the offensive upgrade. We got the quarterback upgrade with Kupp last year that unlocked the new ceiling. Chase, obviously, in an incredible situation, you have a potential second-year leap there. You've got maybe an offensive kind of just like coming into its own as the offensive line gets better. So Chase has lots of reasons to like him. But with Jefferson, I mean, you could be seeing more, first of all, just a better designed passing offense. Which is a guy that, was OCing the Rams. Like, the Kupp, he's already said, like, we're going to use him like Kupp or whatever. So you're going to get that hype. That's fun. But you're also just like getting a much better designed passing offense and a game plan designed around the quarterback and around the pass, and one that's just going to be a lot less pass heavy, a lot more pass happy. And they'll probably be a bit faster too. So just play volume and pass volume.
I do want to say, I said 110 because I was just kind of, I don't know. That's outdated. We have 17 games now, and Cooper Kupp caught 145 balls last year.
That's insane.
That just doesn't seem right to me. I haven't looked at that line yet. I don't think
Jefferson had 163 targets.
Yes.
So
that's a big gap.
Maybe I should have said 130 instead of 110.
And I mean, what's crazy about this is you guys just both made very convincing cases for Kupp and Justin Jefferson, and we're still talking about one of the best wide receiver prospects ever, had one of the best rookie seasons ever, tied to one of the best young quarterbacks who we could realistically
outproduce Justin Jefferson when they played together on the same team. He's better. He's better than Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
So that's a tier right there. Those three guys are, those are your alpha locks up there.
I don't even know like who can contend. Like, who's for?
Brown to me.
Yeah.
Brown, because you get the target, like the Brown upside is really there, where you just like, he just soaks up target volume. He stays healthy. He wasn't healthy for a lot of last year. and he's awesome. Like that's that's you need a super to challenge those guys. You need to be drafting a superstar. Deebo's obviously a superstar too, but I don't know. It just feels like kind of things came together for Deebo last year in a really special way. And I feel like if I'm taking a guy to compete with these top 3 wide receivers, I want as much upside. Brown just feels to me like he has a bit more upside than Deebo. Do you guys agree with that or not?
Yeah, I actually love that.
Of course, if Gretch did agree.
Gretch, do you agree with my take about AJ Brown being good?
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I still don't. I also don't. I mean, I would not begrudge anyone to still have Adams there either.
One of my takes it's formulating is as we get into this group and we start to now, obviously Tyreek's in here somewhere, but I think probably even maybe a little further back, is that Diggs still belongs in this conversation. He had a pretty rough year last year, a lot of missed potential, like touchdown opportunities. The shakeup at receiver and stuff. I still think really big drop off from 2020 to 2021. But I think 2021 was like where 2020 was above his 50th percentile, potentially approaching his 80th or 90th percentile outcome. 2021, I think, was below his 50th percentile outcome. I definitely think there's this potential rebound for Diggs in that offense to be like right up here in this like wide receiver 5 discussion behind Brown and like probably behind Deebo as well. But I think you could rank Diggs over Adams with Adams having a new team.
And that's a good one too, in that Diggs is not like a sexy pick heading into this draft season. And yet if Diggs finished, top 2 or top 3 tied to Josh Allen and the best offense in the NFL, would anyone be surprised? And we would all be like, oh, of course, it made so much sense.
Yeah. 2021 was a little bit of a down year compared to 2020. And then he got back to it in 2022. I mean, that's all it would feel like.
And like they were playing a ton of Emmanuel Sanders, which wasn't directly affecting Diggs in terms of his routes, but like it was affecting the offense. The offense wasn't clicking. Like I think if you have Gabriel Davis out there, Jamison Crowder, like I actually think is a good addition to the offense. For some reason, like I feel like the fantasy industry was just like done with Jamison Crowder, but he's like a starting NFL wide receiver. And I think it's probably good he's in the offense now.
Well, it also coincides with everyone being very excited about Isaiah McKenzie and that being a splash of cold water.
You're right. That is what it is. But I think, I think it's good for the offense that they signed him. I think it's good for the offense. We're going to see more Gabriel Davis. It's potentially good for the offense when they draft a wide receiver. So you have issues with Diggs not seeing as many targets as we'd like, but last year's efficiency dropped off a ton. And that's like, I think really one of the big things that we need. Like if that offense just starts clicking, then you could see Diggs really crushing again.
Question from Mike here in the chat. Pittman obviously not in that upper echelon conversation, but he says, what about Matt Ryan throwing to Pittman? Could he be a top 10 wideout like Ryan has had in the past? Any credence to this narrative? He could lock on to him like he has his previous Ridleys and Julio Joneses.
Maybe.
I'm not like
you guys. I think Pittman has I think Pittman's a solid receiver. He's surprised. Like I didn't like him that much as a prospect, but he's been pretty solid. He was good last year. He wasn't that great as a rookie. Wasn't terrible. He was good last year. He wasn't great. So I could see it, but I guess I'm not like super excited about it. If they don't add target competition though, I guess I kind of need to just get on board.
I'm completely with you. I've said in signals that I think he's a long-term like good wide receiver too. My expectation was that they would be in on the top wide receivers this year. And if they get one, that receiver is going to have a path to being like a star. Because I mean, Pittman's been good, but like you said, I mean, he's even dating back to college. Like his production was good, but it wasn't like super, super dominant. It's like he's a really good number 2. Mm-hmm. I think the guy I was kind of thinking about or comparing him to at one point was Marvin Jones, who people always thought was, I think, better than he was. He's always like a good number 2 on a lot of the teams when he had his best years and stuff. But Pittman last year definitely benefited from a lack of target competition. So if you bring in a legitimate first-round rookie receiver or something like that, then I think it's going to be a different situation for Pittman. But Ryan definitely has this tendency too. He even did it with Gage last year. I think that's part of why you mentioned Gage's numbers jumped. His targets per run jumped. I think part of that was like Ryan had the one guy that he threw to a ton. It's like he's done it with a lot of guys of different skill levels.
Yeah. If they don't get target competition, I'll probably start to move up on Pittman.
Yeah, and that's again another one of not that the doing this as the litmus test for everything, but Pittman having a great season with Matt Ryan would not surprise me whatsoever. Henry Muto bringing us back to some running back discussion. Do you guys think Cook and Kamara are going so low this year because of potential suspensions? I see Cook going around pick 10 and Kamara early to middle second round. I will not lie. Like I kind of like gloss over both of those names whenever I'm drafting and haven't given them a ton of thought. Where are you guys at on those two?
Well, there's this really good stat that explains both of them. If you go to their profile page, it's the AGE stat. It's right up by the name.
What does that stand for?
Alpha generating emissions. I don't know.
Okay. It would have been great if you could have come up with an acronym that would have actually meant age.
I'm not that witty. I wish I could. But yeah, they're like, you're at a certain point with guys like this where
I'm in on Cook. If Cook's not getting suspended, I think a more efficient offense, like less rushes, but more efficiency. And like we know the Rams template, the Bengals are using the template. Like they're willing to run pretty heavily in these offenses, often more than we'd like them to. But they're also well-designed offenses. So I think Cook, I don't know. I guess I don't know how much to factor in the suspension risk. Like it kind of felt like the threat of a suspension like went away. Like I haven't heard a ton about it, but the Kamara one seems like a bit more likely to come through. But I don't really know I don't know how to assess that risk, to be honest. But I like Cook's fit.
Average
general existence.
I always wondered why. I've been saying age my whole life, and I never knew what it stood for.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. Some good suggestions here. H-Ball says adjusted geriatric effect.
There.
Wow.
I like that one even better.
This is like me. You guys are all playing categories right now where you get the acronym prompt.
Wow.
You guys are getting elderly. You guys are good.
I love this adjusted geriatric effect. Like,
that's
that's the stat too. Like the adjusted geriatric effect on these guys it's a little too high. They're not good anymore.
Okay. Let's see here too. JW asking, in line with the Ryan Pittman conversation, thoughts on McLaurin with Wentz. Is that a neutral quarterback move for him, or do you have it in one direction or the other?
I can't bring myself to have a strong opinion on Terry McLaurin. Like his target spot runner never been great. He's definitely benefited from running a ton of routes and not having a lot of competition. He's very, very good, but he's not a superstar. He's just like a third round, fourth round pick for eternity. Like I don't even care who his quarterback is. Like his team sucks. He's not going to score a bunch of touchdowns. He's good though. He's not bad. He's good. He gets downfield looks and he's efficient. I just can't bring myself to care. I don't know. It's been like 3 years with him. I'm this way. He never had a good prospect profile, so part of it was like I wasn't on him.
Profile.
Yeah,
he's like one of the guys that like reminds you that we don't know that much.
Except, what if he's not actually that great and just
he's good?
Like
he's
ran
good.
Hot. Yeah.
No, he hit 2.05 yards per out run as a rookie, 1.84 as a sophomore, 1.81 as a junior, as a third-year player. Those
are not amazing numbers.
Those are but to consistently be in that range, you're not like a fluke. You're not like a guy who's just like you're a solid starting NFL wide receiver and a pretty strong one. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a career year with Wentz. I mean, his quarterback play has been pretty bad. And Heineke, Heineke literally got McLaurin concussed trying to throw him a deep ball last year. Like Heineke sucks, Wentz is not good, but I think he's still a decent upgrade for McLaurin. Like I don't know if he gets Washington like more wins than they had last year necessarily, but they Washington was passing a decent amount on 1st and 10. to start the year. They were like, they did like all kind of a lot of like the bells and whistles stuff. They did a lot of RPOs, did a lot of like motions and stuff like that. They seemed like they were trying to, get the most they possibly could out of Heineke. And then they kind of like right around that Tampa Bay game, they just like sort of packed it in and went to like a really kind of ball control, run heavy approach. I think Wentz might just bring in more passing volume if they have more confidence. The problem is the Colts kind of did the same thing where they also lost confidence in Wentz. So maybe it's the same story where over the course of the season, they go to a run heavy team. But I think he should see more passing volume and better quarterback play. So that's an upgrade.
All right. Ricky has a prompt for us. He really wants us to name the top 10 wide receivers on rookie contracts.
Jason Jefferson.
Who's that?
What?
You said Jason Jefferson.
No, Chasen Jefferson.
Oh, Jason Jefferson.
That's like, is there a new prospect? I don't know about.
Chase Jefferson, Waddle, Elijah Moore. Is AJ Brown still on his rookie contract?
Yes.
Metcalf, probably.
N'Keal Harry.
Sorry, that was good.
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is a good
T.
one.
Higgins is 7.
CeeDee Lamb.
I need to get a list out.
Devonta Smith.
So what draft classes? So it's
That's close.
No, it's not. I would say no to Devonta Smith.
Oh, Deebo's still on his rookie contract.
Oh, Deebo.
What?
We've been talking about extension for him, right?
That's insane. He's still on his rookie.
Yeah, because he's part of the. Because he was a
3
second
years.
round pick.
Wow.
And do fifth year extensions.
We should have a 4-year deal. I'm looking it up right now. This must be the last year's deal. They've been talking about his extension. Yeah, he's same contract from 2019. That must have been when he was drafted, going into 2022.
All right,
So
Ricky.
Deebo's in.
We're almost done with your prompt. Now you need to
Deontay's on a rookie contract.
That's a good
Okay.
one. So was that 8 or 9, Ben?
I think we're up to 9.
I think we're at 9. I stopped counting.
But now, Ricky, you need to reveal to us the prestige and what.
Yeah. Why
Is
did we
Sutton,
do that?
is Sutton on a rookie contract? I think he is. Sutton. I would say Sutton or Judy. Pick your Denver wide receiver.
Okay, Ricky, like some guy holding us ransom, is stringing us along with this prompt. Now, how many of these guys played with each other or another elite target? Top 50 picks in college. Ricky, this is you got to hook up with
Ricky. Yeah.
So Jason
Sorry.
Jefferson, Brown and Metcalf. I mean, there's a couple pairs that did for sure. So,
I must a little.
oh, we didn't say Waddle. I would put
Waddle?
Waddle in that.
Oh, Waddle's in. Yeah, who we booting?
I think you mentioned Waddle early. Yeah.
We're booting your Broncos receivers for sure.
Get the Broncos out. Well, to be honest, I mean, not that many, Ricky, because we only took one of the Alabama receivers. We booted the rest. Bunch of bums.
Oh, he said top 50 picks. So Waddle did play with other top 50 picks.
Yeah, he did. Who did he play? Who did Waddle play with? That was in the top 50?
You never heard
This is a new concept. I haven't heard.
Yeah,
of it.
there was 4 first-round picks at the
No.
same time.
No,
on
there
the
couldn't be
same
4 first-round
college
picks from the same team.
Yeah.
How would they know who's good?
I don't know.
Are there any more of those guys coming out now? Is there
I don't
is there another guy who played with those guys that people are worried about his prospect profile as a result of being buried or not?
Let's see here. Bullock getting his
Wait,
back.
who are you talking about there? Mechie?
Mechie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mechie jokes going right over my head.
Yeah, it took me a sec.
Bullock says lots of talk about rookie quarterback Super Bowl windows, but how close do you think that gets to rookie wide receiver contract windows? I mean, Jefferson Chase on 3 to 4 million cap hits has to be similar value.
I don't know. Are we?
We
Like,
love those
the
guys, but
Bengals-
are they still? Yeah.
The Bengals maybe have an offensive contract window, but I don't know that you have like a Super Bowl contract window with Justin Jefferson. Right? I mean,
Yeah,
first of
I
all, he's a
think-
wide receiver. He doesn't impact the team like nearly as much as a quarterback. So.
Right. The surplus value that a quarterback can generate is not just Yeah, it's just about getting surplus value from the most important position because they're like PFF does the wins above replacement stats, right? Like their WAR dominates every other position. It can also be true when you have the veteran quarterbacks who especially ones to take discounts, like when Tom Brady late in his New England career, basically his whole second half of his career, is playing above that contract as well. He's having such an impact on their success. I think it's way more.
Right. It's like you almost can't overpay a really, really good quarterback. And then if you take that and instead of not overpaying him because you're giving him a ton of money, but not an insane amount of money, you're actually not giving him that much money at all because he's on a rookie contract. It's like what you can do with that savings. You can spread it around. You can make mistakes too. That's I think one of the other things about the rookie quarterback thing is that you can take a lot of shots, make a bunch of mistakes, and it doesn't matter because
that's what people don't talk about with the Seahawks that I've always said. It's like they traded for Percy Harvin for a first-round pick and signed him to a huge extension in the middle of that, then went and won the Super Bowl. And it was like one of the only plays he ever made for the Seahawks was that kick return TD in the Super Bowl. He didn't really ever do anything as a receiver. They gave up a ton for him and paid him a ton. But you're right. You can make mistakes like that would normally sink another team, but their window was even bigger because it wasn't just Wilson. It was a bunch of defensive players. It's a value to have any other player, but the way that PFF, again, to actually extend their WAR, they've put a dollar figure for each WAR. I think Eric Eager was tweeting about this a couple of weeks ago that it's like $25 million in value for one WAR, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's $50 million, and they were talking about a half WAR player. I can't remember
because Kevin, I was listening to Unexpected Points. He was talking about just basically WAR, to be like a one WAR player, you're like an absolute superstar, because that's shifting the line every game if you're missing. So
at any position other than QB.
Yes.
But
if you have an
insane
defensive season, you'd be like a 1.5 WAR player,
right? But a QB could be like a 3 WAR guy or 4 WAR guy. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of their numbers, but my understanding is a QB could be worth orders of if you put it in the dollar value, it could be
the same way that
hundreds of millions of dollars in value. And then, you're paying him 30
If Tom Brady was out for the game, if Tom Brady is out on Sunday morning, the line's shifting by 8 points or something. You know what I mean?
It's a massive impact. That's
but
the other way of thinking of it. Yeah.
If Justin Jefferson's out Sunday morning, the line might shift by a point.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a point and a half too. But I don't think you're getting 3 points out of any receiver really.
Basically, that can free up salary. What you're talking about, not having an extended Chase or Jefferson or those guys. But the only way to spend salary and get a massive amount of surplus value is if you have a quarterback that's an MVP. Basically, I mean, the quarterback's the one that impacts the game the most. I don't know how to say this, but
if you have Justin Jefferson, that doesn't and then you massively overpay some cornerback, Justin Jefferson's not going to bail you out of that spot.
Right. But Burrow might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burrow probably will.
Yeah.
While you guys were having this incredibly heady conversation, there's a separate conversation going on in the chat. Crack Rock is in Palm Beach with Robert Kraft right now. And check out this alpha. Kraft is thrilled with Mac Jones. Word on the street.
All right.
Is Kraft is happy with his franchise quarterback, even though he has no other choices. But he is thrilled with him still.
But there's been a lot of quarterback movement this year, so that does matter.
Jesus, Crack Rock. Crack Rock, hope you're doing well, buddy. Once you get back to the pet house, we'll chop it up again.
Crack Rock was tweeting out some rumors or something the other day I saw. He had some inside info. It wasn't that.
With him and Settlement as my new official inside sources for all breaking professional sports news. Let me see. Let's go to Crack Rock's Twitter page. Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, let's see.
What do we got, Crack Rock? What have you been doing here? Thread. I was with an NFL owner watching this game, hand over heart to the truth. Craig Rock, you could just say it's Kraft. We know the only guy you hang out with is Kraft.
You mentioned Kraft by name a lot more than any other. I don't think I've ever heard him mention another owner. Have you guys?
Yeah. We know that you guys are going to the Orchids of Asia spa together, just doing it all up. Let's see here. Here we go.
I gave it to you.
weekend. Like, are you an NFL owner now, Crack Rock? Is this you're at the owners weekend? Lots of talk about KC and the decision to let Hill go. Tua is going to be under pressure to get back to his Bama days. Ross spent a ton and wants a ring. Also, the OT rule is going to change for the playoffs. I have seen that the OT rule was changing.
Well, this was
Crack Rock, are you at the owners meeting? Like, Crack Rock actually has inside info.
I forget. Speaking at dinner with my New York
This was
Giants
it.
source, and I asked him about Barkley. His answer was no one was offering any high picks. RBs just have no value, he said. When I asked about Tyreek Hill, he said wide receivers have all the value now besides QBs. He did say that Barkley will be featured extensively.
I was actually like thinking today, like, oh, that report that Barkley's going to get a lot of work. And then I was thinking, like, wait, wasn't that a Crack Rock tweet?
This sounds like a
He's
RotoViz
like a
article.
Schefter now.
This sounds like a RotoViz article that was translated into a Crack Rock tweet. Running backs have no value. Wide receivers have all the value, but Barkley's going to get the volume.
Yeah.
Okay, now Crack Rock, how many owners are you hanging out with?
Jesus.
Will you pick
Is
one?
that the Wolves still, or did they sold, right? Is it the Wolves still?
How big of a
know.
table are you at?
That's Crack Rock. Is it the Wilfs or not?
Yeah, Crack Rock.
He's like
yeah,
literally with
Ziggy
them.
Wolf. You take it out with Ziggy Wolf.
Craig Rock says, let's do a wide receiver only league deal. If we can also say wide receivers only minus Robert Woods, then we could.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get Cooper Kupp in that league, Crack Rock.
Crack Rock, will you take I need like an Ellen style selfie of you with all of the owners down there. Can we please get that? Hope you're doing well, Crack Rock. It sounds like you are. We'll get you on the stream here.
Oh, Crack Rock says
I
out.
didn't like the Bobby
Oh, I'm
Freeze
sorry.
reference.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, that one's gonna be the gift that keeps on giving. It's not like we would have won the main event had we taken Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. We'll get you a Bobby Trees Titans jersey to make up for it.
You guys want to do one more of those rookie drafts?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Gonna hop in another rookies and sophomores draft. Next week we'll get our shit together and get in one of the FFPC leagues. We'll make sure to promote that on Twitter ahead of time if you guys want to earmark that on your calendars.
I will be gone.
Oh,
on
you're
my
gone.
trip.
You're gone.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone earmarked that still. I just wanted to mention that, I guess, on the show at some point, and just made me remember that I won't see you guys next week. Vacation.
Yeah, your trip sounds incredible. Let the people know. I mean, with what you're willing to disclose, where you're headed.
Yeah, I mean, just road trip all over the West Coast, Southern Utah, Bryce Canyon, and Zion, then Grand Canyon, then Vegas, then LA, and take the kids to Disneyland, and then all the jazz.
What kind of weather are you looking at?
It's going to be kind of cold in Southern Utah. It's like in the 40s ish. Vegas is going to be hot. I think California is going to be hot when we're there. So a little bit of a range. Like it'll be like pretty cold at times in Southern California, Southern Utah, and then pretty warm at times in the other places. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. All right, we did get the Influencer 101. Very familiar. We got Burn Zone here. I think we just flipped spots with him. Are we gonna run back this Chase pick?
Yeah, it's Chase for me.
Let's do it.
Double it down.
I mean, Chase is the cheat code in this. I mean, maybe Najee can compare with him, but Javonte. I mean, I think Chase is just such a better pick than all those
You
guys.
can't in the same show make a case for Fournette over Najee and then also say we could maybe take Najee over Chase.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't think people realize that when you look at just this draft room, the gap between like a normal draft room where these guys go in ADP compared to anyone else, you know?
Right.
You just like can't make up the points at wide receiver if Chase has the type of season he's capable of.
Right. Exactly. That's the way to put it. Chase will just win this contest. You'll have to have Chase, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's why we exclusively draft Chase. Bullock asking if you're going to take your family up Angel's Landing and that you're going to need some yak tracks because it's icy. My guess is you're not taking your family on any technical climbs.
I'm not, but I did do Angel's Landing the only other time I've been there 15 years ago. That was some scary shit, but one of the coolest things I've ever done. It's incredible if anyone ever gets a chance to do that. I think I was showing you guys some pictures from that. Like you walk with the chain and everything. Yeah.
I would say Trevor Lawrence and Pitts.
Let's do it.
I like Pitts a lot. Lawrence, I always feel like, I don't know, maybe we can do Lawrence. Let's get Pitts.
There's no good quarterbacks.
We're back
Might as
to
well
back.
take Lawrence.
Yeah, that's
All
my
right,
only
let's
thing.
take
It's just
Lawrence.
like
Lawrence is just such a bummer after Fields goes.
I mean, quarterback.
That's who I wanted.
Crack Rock. Some of us aren't, eating shrimp cocktail with, Bobby Kraft right now. We need to get in our reps for drafting season, even if it's a 4-man draft. All right.
So does this mean that like Bobby Kraft is a ship chasing guy?
I think so. Are you guys all huddled around the table?
Are you guys?
Yeah.
Are you watching? Is Bobby Kraft watching ship chasing right now? What's up,
What's
Bob?
up, Bobby? I mean, let me tell you, my co-hosts absolutely fucking love Jacoby Myers. They try to make me
We
draft
do.
him. Every draft. I never get it, but I do it to appease
You guys
them.
crushed it. Undrafted? You got him undrafted? Guy's a baller.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I got the wrong appetizer here. You're
That's a
being
shared
very
plate,
rude.
Calamari. He's sharing apps with NFL owners.
I feel like us and Burns are just drafting like at the same team we basically drafted last time. I guess not. I guess we basically reversed. Ketchup Stan.
Stain.
Oh, you're right.
Ketchup stand.
Ketchup Stan.
That was a good
I
one.
gotta like
I
that.
do like ketchup stand.
Dude, I stand for that shit so hard.
Ketchup's under a bit of an attack right now. It used to be kind of the top dog. No one used anything but ketchup, but now I feel like ketchup's not quite.
Wow.
It's losing a little bit of market share.
We need to
It
take
needs
back
those stands to
ketchup.
come out.
Mustard Stan in some of my other drafts. Relish Stan.
Mayo stand.
Let's see. Burn Zone. What you doing? I was hoping for ETN. Who do you guys
ETN.
want?
Let's do
Me
it. Let's
too.
get that stack.
Yeah.
And
And then Wilson.
I'm down
Yeah.
with Wilson.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
There we go.
The Lawrence ETN stack. And we got Wilson there. Whew.
Pretty nice.
Whew.
Pretty nice.
Sexy.
I really the chat. The chat is now. I can't tell if Leland is directing this question to Crack Rock to ask like the NFL owners now. Like this show is so confusing that I assume questions in the chat are for Crack Rock to the NFL owners.
Well, Crack Rock, I believe, is answering the questions.
Bullock is on to you. He says you have
I
a
do
love
like
affair
Garrett
going
Wilson.
with Garrett Wilson.
I do, although he's not my number one wide receiver. I have Burks number one, but Wilson's a really, really good prospect.
Why did you say that when Burnzone was on the clock? He's watching.
Oh, I thought Burks was gone because London. I literally thought Burks was gone because.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
Shit. Well, I blew that one, guys.
We missed Bateman last time. We could do Bateman. We could grab Davis Mills, or what do you want?
Let's skip Mills.
I want to skip Mills too at this stage. I like Bateman.
Yeah, I'm down with Bateman.
Bateman and Rondell.
I would do Rondell or do Ramondre.
Crack Rock, tell us what Bobby is saying about Ramondre. They going to feed him this year? Send Damian Harris out to pasture? Let Ramondre
Yeah, that's
eat?
great. I mean, it'd be a real bummer if we had inside info. and
Crack
didn't use
Rock
it.
types slow. He's going to respond in 10 minutes.
All right, put Rondell in the queue. Unless I don't want if we don't have the inside info, we got to get Rondell.
Okay,
dude.
all right. Speak quickly, Crack
Come on,
Rock.
Crack Rock.
Otherwise,
No
it's
bonus here.
Rondell. Oh, God. All right, it's Rondell Moore.
In our next turn, we're going to find out that alpha on Ramondre Stevenson.
Sorry for butting us on Traylon Burks there.
It happens. Let's see here. So quarterback situation, we have just Lawrence. Burnzone has Lance and just took Mills. Ketchup Stan has Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. And Ada here has Mac Jones and Malik Willis. So we're the last to two. So just depends
We
if
probably do Pickett here to mix it up.
Yeah. Who was our second quarterback last time? Zach Wilson and
Pickett has so
Zach
many
Wilson
red
and Corral.
flags.
oh yeah.
Isn't Corral?
Pickett
the
has
one
a
that
bunch
has,
of
like-
red flags,
Oh,
but
he went. He went.
he's gonna go
Wow.
in
I think we
first
should
round.
take Corral again.
Let's take
We
Sky Moore again.
Hang
Yeah.
on. We'll do that second.
Let's do
Yeah.
Sky Moore and Rashad White.
Wait, go back to the QBs. We're really thin if we don't take Corral.
I know, but we can get. I mean, you can get Ritter. You can get Howell.
We
You
might
take
have
two of
to.
them if you.
We got to go 2, I think, if we don't
Yeah.
take.
Let's hope we
All
get Corral back because he's down the list.
All right, the night, the player, so nice. You had to draft him twice. Get used to it. folks.
Die Moore, 2 wise.
That's the fucking sickest name I've ever seen for a wide receiver in my goddamn life. Sky's up.
Oh, let's go.
That is, I love that we debuted that, and I'm wearing the same shirt in the video as I'm wearing right now. But that is the best, or such a better highlight clip than the first time we watched Sky Moore highlights. Remember that?
Yeah.
You made him look dope.
We had to jazz it up. So we're gonna get Corral.
Nice.
Who do you want for our other?
We could take Ritter.
And just double tap quarterback.
He's got a little bit of rushing juice.
I
He's fine. I probably like Howell a little bit better than Ritter. If he's there.
Yeah.
Ritter's
So
like a
Howell.
Good runner.
I prefer Howell. I'm not a big Ritter fan.
You would know more than me, but the people that a lot of other people that I trust seem to really like Ritter.
Ritter's got some steam. It's all over the place.
I kind of like that
PFF
he was
had
like
Howell number 1 in their big board.
I kind of like that Ritter was. I mean, let's go Howell, but I kind of like that he was good in college and went to the college football playoff with Cincinnati. Like I feel like at QB we don't talk about production enough. I kind of talked about this with Fields last year, and even in relating it back all the way to Deshaun Watson. Remember when Watson when he was a prospect lost some of his luster, and like I think one of the most overlooked things was he was just really successful at Clemson. Like he was good at football. That matters. Ritter is the guy in this class. It was just like let us Cincinnati Bearcats to the college football playoff. Like that should count for something. And he has a dual threat ability.
And he's like, I think he like calls the protections and like kind of pro ready stuff.
We need a running back, even though we've never drafted one. We do need one.
They all suck.
Well, we only have 2 right now.
Khalil Herbert?
I mean, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was good last year.
There it is. I'll get this.
Probably should have taken another running back.
Yeah, we probably got a little the old Ronald Moore. Well, when we wanted to draft Ramondre, but then Crack Rock.
That was Crack Rock.
Yeah, they came around.
They have Harris 1, Stevenson is 2. Okay, so we actually did get inside info.
It took till 7:27.
He's got to pause to eat his calamari and talk to the NFL owners,
I feel like Crack Rock's like a fortune teller or someone who does palm readings where they like just tell you what you know, but they reveal the information in a way that makes it seem like a magic trick. They have Harris 1 and Stevenson 2. Whoa.
Inside info.
Bullock asked, where was it? How did you guys get connected with Crack Rock? I believe it was 2 years ago. Crack Rock saw us getting drunk drafting FFPC teams and said, I want in on that. And so then we drafted a team with him. I think that's how it started.
Crack Rock just said it. Bullock, I reached out to his DM. I think that's how I'm reading that. There's some other letters there that I don't know how to read.
Crack Rock's spelling is also getting progressively worse as the show goes. Like it's deteriorated in the past 20 minutes.
He's definitely drinking.
When the gummies hit.
Didn't we talk Crack Rock? Aren't we doing like a retreat? We're doing a ship chasing retreat in the Berkshires or something. And then we're going to do a little road trip over to the dispensary. I believe that's what we agreed upon.
That sounds great.
We
got to plan that.
Got to get that grimace.
That's right. Gretch, what else are you trying to get done here before you head on this trip? I mean, you timed your trip better than me. I left when the free agency bombs were going left and right. I feel like yours is pretty well timed.
Yeah, I mean, the kids' school planned their spring break really well for that reason. I wasn't really timing other than just my kids are off school, but I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Sounds great. Did you settle on your Vegas
We never
layover?
did.
Okay.
No, we were looking at I was talking to you guys about the Venetian, but it's like the most expensive one for the night that we're in Vegas. So I'm probably not going to do the Venetian, but I haven't decided on the other one. I might just like play it by ear, wait till the day of, and see what place will take us in.
There you go. Get the, hey, honey, why don't you and the kids, go to bed a little early tonight, take things easy. Dad's got to hit the town. Clackety-clack.
Unfortunately, my wife keeps telling me she can't wait to play the slots, so that means I'm standing outside the casino with the kids for a while she plays slots.
One of my first, I was probably 4 years old, and we actually had to drive out for a funeral from Colorado on my mom's side of the family, and they rented like one of those big vans. So there was like 10 of us like packed in there. And I remember we were driving straight through to LA, and we stopped in, or we were supposed to be driving straight through. We ended up stopping in Vegas, and we're in the back, and I'm like waking up and I see we're outside of a casino. And I'm like, what? I asked my mom and dad, I'm like, what is going on? And they're like, oh, your uncles wanted to go in and play a little slots. We're like, what the hell? It's like 3 a.m. on the way, and a bathroom break just turned into them going to rip shots on the way to a fucking funeral. Like, what are we doing around here, guys?
That's amazing.
But yes, that you said it's been a while since you've been to Vegas, or that you've never been?
No, it's been a while. Went for a bachelor party. I've not been to Vegas. I think that's the only time I've been for a bachelor party in my mid-20s, and I'm 34 now. Never made it back down there. That's what happens when you have kids at a young age.
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of easy ways to get to Vegas, but I'm excited to just like make a stop in. But we've already been talking about this year. I'm really excited to do the FFPC weekend one of these years as well. So I'm planning on that for this fall as well. So maybe I'll have a couple trips to Vegas.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously haven't put anything down in ink, but just even from checking in on everyone in the Discord, it seems like we're going to have a good crew. I mean, last year we had a blast with, there's probably 8 or 9 of us. And, obviously stuff with COVID was flaring back up again. It was hard for people to make that happen. And, this year, I think it'd be reasonable that we could get, 25 ship chasers out there around there. Like, I think it'd be a blast. We'll plan some stuff. We had a lot of fun last year. Getting Gretsch out this year would be, we'll blow it out. It'll be good.
I mean, I'm not missing it 2 years in a row. I'll tell you that.
No, we're going to have some fun. And
we're going to have quite a few cubes going.
Yes, we probably have to run it back out there. We probably need to call ahead and get a big reservation.
Make sure you have enough cubes. They ran out of cubes.
She's like, sir, are you trying to book a room? No, I'm trying to book cubes. I need to make sure it's an all cubes on deck.
How big is your freezer?
Yes,
there's 20 of us, so we're gonna need about 200 cubes.
For those of you who are not familiar what we're referencing, we went to a restaurant. Do you remember the name of it, Pat? I can't remember the name of it.
No, Chris G, I believe, was the one who found it.
And this place had big cubes, and it became this game of seeing how many cubes our waiter would put in the cocktails for us. And I actually think Pat ended up winning this pretty good here. You got the 3, because I thought Pat asked for a second cube, and I was like, oh, watch this. I'll ask the waiter for a 3rd cube. And then I think Pat asked for
that was 4.
Cube.
That's 4 cube, yeah.
Yeah, 4. I was like, what the fuck?
The wait, I mean, just incredible waitering. He was just like, he like kind of observed what was.
There you go. Kareem.
How is that not falling off?
No. Some huge peacock energy.
We were absolutely hammered at this dinner. But yes, this was some of the more of the good times we can run back this year with a bigger crew in Vegas. So I believe those dates are already up. It's always the weekend after Memorial Day weekend. We'll always organize it more in the Discord, but should be a fun time. Pat, Gretsch, any final words before we get out of here?
Wait, the weekend after You said
Labor Day
Memorial Day. You meant
Sorry,
Labor Day.
Labor Day. Yes, You're like, what?
I gotta schedule this.
We
I
gotta
gotta
draft
book.
early this year.
We're drafted in June.
Anything else people should look out for from you guys?
Well, I'll just mention I got Hayden Winks coming on tomorrow, Ryan McDowell coming on tomorrow. We're talking about rookie risers and fallers.
Nice.
Sean and I are doing our first draft of the year tomorrow. I'm gonna cut that up into a couple pieces to run on Stealing Bananas for next week while I'm gone. So you'll get one of our talking through the draft things that we did. For anyone who also listens to Stealing Bananas, we did a few of those in August last year, but we'll do our next few episodes will be on that. So yeah, that's the best other thing I got coming.
Sounds great. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Come hang out with us in the Discord if you would like. We are here every Wednesday at 9:15. Get your Sky Moore shares while you can. Peace out.